Welcome to this new tutorial, and this is all about DJing. In this new video, I want to show you a setup I came with for basically playing all my tracks in one unified workflow. As a musicians, we easily write tracks in different ways with different stuff, with different machines, and it's pretty much impossible to basically recall all the workflows that we have used during the years, and also to bring all your equipment with you all the time. This is not doable, at least not in my opinion. So basically, I was thinking on how can I play all my tracks, no matter how I compose them, in one unified setup. And basically, I came up with this little DJ style one deck project. By the way, this way of thinking can let you reduce also the cost of your trips. For instance, if you are taking a flight and you have to bring with you maybe 3-4 machines. So we are not talking about bigger setup, but as medium to small setup, 3-4 machines, stuff like that. You need for sure a case where you have to put your machine in and where they can travel safely. And this is a cost because you have to embark that case, maybe with your luggage. So you are basically doubling the cost of your trips. This way you can take your Octatrack, put on your bag, and simply perform with the Octatrack. This is the concept and the project that I used in March in Frankfurt at the PLS, and there's a full performance out on the Funkwerk stream channel, which I link down on the description. So you can watch and hear pretty much all the complete set. So that being said, let's take a look a little bit closely on the settings and how I laid down the whole project. Now, the concept is really simple. I have divided the 8 tracks of the Octatrack into 2 decks. The first deck is the track deck, and the second deck, which is on track 5, is the resampling deck. So basically, it's a one deck DJ mixer, kind of. The track 1 is the song track, so it's on static, and it's a track where I load my tracks. 2, 3, and 4 are simply enable track for effects and for the scenes, which I talk to you about later. Track 5, this is the resampling track, which is resampling the track 4, so the deck 1 plus all the effects. And track 6 and 7 are also the enable track for the track 5. The 8 track is the master. So basically we have, as I said, 2 decks. Now we have to set the track 1 under the pattern settings on place 3 and one shot track. Place 3 means that your tracks it's basically detached from the sequencer, and the one shot track means that the track isn't retrigger at the end of each cycle of the sequence. So basically you fire up the track and it plays. There's here under the slice menu I've set a bunch of slices. So basically these are the cue points for speaking language of the DJ, and I can launch this. Basically I sliced different part of the whole track. Remember, these are whole tracks, these are not stems. I set up the slices, and one important thing in order to work with this setup is to go to the attributes and switch this time stretch on, but switch if you want the quantized streak. This means that you can launch every slice in a quantized way, and this is very convenient. If you have a good timing, you can also switch these settings to direct or pattern length if you want to go at the end of the pattern. So by hitting play we don't hear anything because the track doesn't fire off. I have nothing written here on the first track, so it waits me. And now I think you don't hear the metronome, so let's right, maybe a little bit of metronome also for you. All right, okay. So remember I set this to be 32, so it waits 32 steps and then fire. And it plays. And it goes on time, of course. And now I can play with the slices, so the different part of the song. And I can perform my song like this. So I can, of course, switch from one slice to another. You have a visual representation on where you are in the track on the slice menu. This is a breakdown. And yeah, it's very important that you set the cue points or the slice on a perfect loop, and this is truly important. It's fairly easy on the Octatrack because you have the representation of the bars and stuff like that, so it's a little bit of work, so you have to prepare a little bit your tracks before you can play them, but this is usually also the work that a normal DJ, a regular DJ, have to do before playing. So setting the cue tracks, the cue point, and stuff like that. I have also set the loop point on the maybe this one. Sorry, so we can hear with the metronome. This is a change. And it perfectly loops. This is important because in this case I have two different parts, so without the hat and with the hat, and I don't want to lose this energy, so I've looped half of this slice, and I can stay here and perform and use the different scenes and stuff like that. This is the basic concept on working with pretty much all the tracks you want. Remember, one thing that is so important is to set the tempo. I've labeled my track with the BPM in front, so I can see easily which is the BPM, and so I can set this. By the way, now it plays a 140 BPM tracks originally, but the tempo is 150. And this is because I use, of course, the stretch here. On track 2, 3, and 4, as I said, we have different kind of effects. And on track 5, we have the resampling deck, which is resampling the track 4, so the last track of the deck 1. And let's hear. Let's resample. Now, as you can hear, we are listening. This is mute, and this is the resample track. And I use this track for creating a little bit of B scene or B part during the live set. And above all, for switching tracks, because the basic concept is that you have only one deck for your tracks. So you have to load the tracks into the proper track. So now we are listening only to track 5, track 7, because they are also neighbor. And now we can switch, load another track into the track 1, fire it up. So I fired the first slice, and we can see that it's playing and looping, and now we can transition from that. And this is it. We have the old song on track 5 and the new song on track 1. So basically, anytime I finish a track and I have to load another track, I simply record the main output on the track 5 and then switch. This way you can transition to a track from a track to another in a really easy way. And of course you can use the tempo here to nudge the tempo when you are changing the BPM. So pretty straightforward stuff. Now, this is the basic concept of this whole setup. Let's talk about briefly on how I laid the scene settings here. The A scene, it's always the one. So every time I'm on the A, I'm at home, and there's nothing. There's the deck 1 playing without any effects, and from 2 to 16, I've set a bunch of different scenes. From the scene 2 to 12, they refer only on the deck A. And from 13 to 16, they are referring to the resampling deck. So basically, in this portion of the scene, we are hearing and we are affecting the first deck, so the original track, and from 13 to 16 we are hearing only the resampling track and the effect I want to apply. Basically, I laid down this in a logical way, and from scene 2 to 4 they are simply this is up A-pass filtering with reverb. This is a pitch riser down, and in the scene 4 I have my hi-hat wider, so it's a thing I always do. Hear the hat. So I created with a delay on the higher part of the spectrum a sort of high energy. On the scene 5, 6, 7 and 8 I have different flavor of distortion. Just to have a little bit of choice on which kind of distortion and lo-fi effect I want. And from 9 to 12 they are simply a delay loop set at different I think it's on this delay of track 1. We have set a different time division. And here we have also an LFO modulation. Scene 13 is simply I have to record again. Now it starts recording. We are hearing only, this is high pass for transitions. And these two final scenes are simply two different variations on retriggering stuff. So basically, this is it. This was really a quick view on this setup. It's really fun to have the chance to play my tracks all in one setup, and you retain still the performative settings, performative style that you can achieve with the Octatrack. It's really easy once you wrap your mind onto this setup and how it's thinked and designed. Basically, this is it. So a quick recap on this setup. Set the track 1, so your original track, your deck, play free and one-shot track. This is really important. Set your cue point on your tracks. Remember, you have to be really precise with that, so they have to loop perfectly. This is very, very important. And then you have to set your scenes, your sampling track for transitions, and basically every time you have to switch tracks, remember, use the resampling track and you can switch very, very easily. We are resampling. Switch to the sampler track, and now and you can continue to perform. So this is the basic idea of the whole setup. I hope this tutorial will be useful for you. If you need mastering, just check my GUMROAD page. I have a specific service for the DAW-less tracks, but not only. And you can find on my page also samples and instruments for the Octatrack and Polygon Tracker, and pretty much every sampler you want. And I thank you for watching this video, and see you next time. Bye bye.